Hey there everyone, I am Dresden, and welcome back to another episode of Downhill Madness. This time it's on a Friday. I know, so weird. 2 Downhill Madnesses in a row. Well, yeah, that's because it's either yesterday or today. A brand new update came out for BeamNG.drive, bringing, amongst other things, one brand new vehicle, which we will be running a version of it in this episode. Actually, I have the next 2 Downhill Madnesses planned out. But the Downhill Madness, not next Monday, but the Monday after, will be mainly focused on that new vehicle. I know next Monday was supposed to be the other Ford episode for the 4th of July, but then these got released, and they're pretty American. I mean, these are the Gambler 500 vehicles. You can see it on the back corner there. It's a race that takes place, amongst other places. I think it said, like, I don't know. I found a map for it that said Oregon. I found maps from like New Zealand and stuff probably. It's just a bunch of stripped down vehicles with interesting modifications. As you can see, there's a bathtub in this that do like Baja racing and stuff. So pretty cool. I'm actually going to have to check it out in real life. But they released what it looks like from what I've found, 8 new vehicles for this. Starting with this, the Piccolina La Bruta Anatra. La Bruta Anatra. Spanish or something. You can see on the side of it, actually. So we're doing 4 vehicles in this episode, 4 in the next one. We're going to see how it goes. This, as you can see on the right middle-ish, I figured out how to do power-to-weight ratio stuff. This has 70 horsepower, weighs 1,007 kilos. So it's got a power-to-weight ratio of 0.071, which is not great. And it's got 71 pound-feet of torque, I think is what that's supposed to be. I don't know. I don't know if there's an English, like, standard version of it. It's a mod, so I don't know. This is basically a Piccolina that has been stripped down, as you can see. And then the front end has been extended using a bathtub. And it's got a drag front suspension on it from, like, a drag racing vehicle. That's why it's so long. I don't know. I expect these vehicles, all 8 of them, there's 8 Gambler 500 vehicles, I think I said that already, to do pretty well. Survivability-wise, anyway. I assume they're fairly strong, even though they look like they've been put together with little money, and a lot of time. But I expect them to be fairly strong, except for those front wheels seem bad. Seem very floppy, which I think is just the suspension, I hope, and not the actual wheels, because that would be a shame if it was the actual wheels. Okay, it might just be the actual wheels. We lost our front right. As you can see, it's running away in front of us. Can't lose that front left. That is the main thing we're focusing on now, is that front left wheel needs to stay. The back wheels I am not worried about at all. They are huge. They are looking to be strong and reinforced. They also look like they're new wheels to the game. I've never seen them before, so I do believe they are new. I know there are a lot of like new wheels and stuff in this episode, or in this update, which is pretty cool, honestly. I'm glad. There's actually one of the vehicles which I don't know. Okay, we will get to it this episode. Okay. Has the new largest vehicle in this game. Which is pretty cool. It's probably one of the thumbnail. I'm assuming I'll have all 4 vehicles of this episode on the thumbnail because it's just too cool. I am a huge fan of this update. I love these vehicles that are just like purely purpose-built, not only to like do well on these sorts of courses, but also to just cause mayhem. Like, this is obviously not only designed to be an off-roader, it's designed as a crowd pleaser and to look cool, and dang does it do that very well. I haven't actually seen, like I said, haven't actually seen the real like Gambler 500 stuff, but I know it is actually the name of a real race thing, which is really cool. I'd like to see the BeamNG devs do like sort of collabs together with other people again, because even though these are the BeamNG.drive vehicles, they've been tuned and put together in a way that the actual Gambler 500 would see vehicles, which is just really cool. Alright, so I figured that would happen. We had to have a really hard time making that turn. I'm hoping that this thing has enough power to make it up the sand. Of course, we don't actually finish until we make it onto the tarmac up here. It's not looking promising. Okay. I mean, losing that wheel was awful. Such a bad thing. Probably the worst thing that could have happened to us. We're going to see if we can get up this. I don't want to do another attempt because... Oh, wait. Yeah, we might be good here. I don't want to do another attempt because, again, we have 4 vehicles to get through this episode, and that's pretty rough. But there we are. We made it. That's our run. We actually came up backwards, which is the first time that's ever happened in a Downhill Madness, is showing up backwards. Which is interesting. But you know what? It happened. Let's go ahead and try to get our normal run up. If this is your first episode of Downhill Madness, hi, I'm Dresden, and I do this every Monday, except for this episode's on a Friday for some reason. Also, sometimes I forget, they end up on Tuesdays. Just like my other series, Wreckfest Wednesday, I've had a couple of Thursday and Friday uploads, so I've only had, I think, 2, which is quite literally a couple. So I'm right in that statement, but it has happened in the past, and I wouldn't rule it out happening again in the future, because I'm great at what I do. It's just a hobby. YouTube's just a hobby. If I make people happy, that's a plus of it. If I provide people enjoyment, that's also a plus, but I just do it just because I like it. 44-ish miles an hour, and barely were able to hit that wall. There goes our beautiful bathtub. Okay, so all we did is lose a door, kind of lose a fender, and bend that wheel more than it was already bent. Okay, still runs though. Rear engine, so that makes sense. Doesn't really turn anymore though. That's fine. Alright, on to the next vehicle for this episode. It's only going to get weirder, folks. This is the Soliad Lansdale. This one is the Gambler 500 version. It is called the Landslide, but this is the new vehicle to the game called the Lansdale. It's an old minivan. We haven't had a minivan in this game yet, and it looks like an old Toyota Sienna, which is cool because I mean it's what my family has. We have a slightly newer one than the one this is modeled after. We have like a 13, but this is definitely early 2000s to mid 2000s, maybe even late 90s minivan. It's pretty cool. This one has had its roof cut out and then a boat placed on top of it. As you can see, I'm pretty sure that's how it was described. I watched some update videos. Yeah, the roof has been cut out for some reason, and it has a boat on top of it because of that. Okay. Yeah, very interesting looking vehicle for sure. Definitely built in someone's garage. It has 179 horsepower and weighs about a ton. 2,000 kilos. I'm pretty sure that's a ton. No, I think a ton is 1,000. I don't know. I don't know how the metric system works, so I'm sorry. But a power to weight ratio of 0.088, which is a little better than the last one, but they probably will stick around this sort of power to weight ratio. By the way, if you couldn't tell, I'm going from the least crazy this episode to the most crazy. The next one is quite a thing, and the one after is truly quite a thing. And then there are 4 next episode that are also quite the things. And I'm doing it out of order of how I wrote it down, but that's okay. I wrote it down in the order that I found them in, to split them off in the videos, pretty much. I mean, this one was kind of a late discovery, but yeah. So it kind of tiptoes, well, waddles, I guess. So it has a snorkel as well, which must mean that it's great in aquatic conditions. Oh, that front right wheel is snapped. And I feel like the front left is not long for this world. Because that front right is snapped. So, that's an issue. Can't really put the power down. This is front wheel drive. Nah. Nah, folks. I'm not even gonna try. It's not gonna happen. Broke that front right wheel, and that was that. I mean, that's it. That's all we can do. On to the next attempt. All right, attempt number 2. Feels like this thing 0 to 60 is like 30 seconds. It's probably close to that. So interesting of a vehicle. Just this whole collab with the Gambler 500 is just so interesting. I'm assuming it's either 500 laps of a track, of a Baja track, or 500 miles. Probably more like 500 miles. I feel like the 500 laps is a little excessive for these vehicles to go around anything. But 500 miles is also a little excessive, but I feel like it would be like from the looks of these vehicles, a sort of desert race of like built up junkyard cars or something is just how it looks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this thing is so bouncy. I don't know if the actual Lansdale is this bouncy. I have never driven it because, again, it's a new addition to the game as of when I got on and updated my game today, about an hour ago. I did see a video on these vehicles in the pre-release version, though, by Muye. So, I did know that they were coming. I just had never driven them. I'd seen them moving. But if you guys haven't seen that video or anyone else's video on these, you're in for a treat. That is for sure. Also, today is Wednesday as I'm recording this, I think. Technically, it's Thursday. Yeah, it is because I work on Thursday, which is today. It's after midnight, so technically it's today. Yeah. So, recording this Thursday morning at like 12:10 at the moment, I think. AM. Yeah. That's generally when I seem to record videos. I don't know. This thing is so interesting. I think that's the exhaust on the right side. I do believe it is. It's really made to go deep in water. I guess that's what the boat's for. That's like ratchet strapped on. That's something. Yeah, the exhaust is up in the air, and so is the snorkel. So the intake and the expulsion and the exhaust would both be out of the water. So it would actually realistically be able to drive in deep water, because if your exhaust gets flooded, water will go through it into your engine unless you're really like pushing out fumes. But when it's like this, that doesn't happen unless it goes underwater. Then the pressure would force it into the engine at that point, and it would just stop immediately. But it's good. Also, I like how the headlights and taillights of this are like lights you can buy on Amazon that are meant to like sit on a deck. Like, it just looks like someone bought the lights and just screwed them in. Maybe hooked them up to the wiring, I guess. But that's like all they did, and I really like that. That's kind of cool. It's a cool idea. All right, well, we made it to the bottom. Pretty good. You can see the headlights too. How they're just like, wow, these brakes are so bad. I probably burnt them out, but they're still really bad. But you can see the headlights, and then the snorkel's made of PVC. That's so cool. These are such cool vehicles. They're so cool. Does this do anything? What is that supposed to be? I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and run into the wall, shall we? And while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and plug my merch. New merch drop, link in the description down below. New merch drop as of like last week. I ordered some online for the beta fish collection, my betta fish. You guys would have seen them if you've seen the second channel. Also link in the description. Lots of fish content on that and car content. So stay tuned. There will be even more of both very soon. Whenever I get time to edit videos for that channel is when they'll go up. By the way, hitting the wall, 70 miles an hour. Pretty quick. Oh. I don't know if you'd be okay. The G-forces would probably have hurt you very bad. Engine's definitely dead though. But yeah, link in the description. My hoodie and crew neck just came today from that collection, and wearing the hoodie right now, I got a lilac one. Very nice. You guys will see a video on the second channel talking about merch soon, hopefully. Stop. Okay, you can stop trying to turn on now. Nope, please. Whatever. We're stuck with it. Can I just, like... That wasn't the engine. I want to rip the engine out. There we go. Now we don't have to worry about it trying to start. Anyway. Yep. On to the next vehicle for this episode. Sorry, this is going to be a long one, folks. But I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah. On to the third vehicle for this episode. Usually I say third and final. Third vehicle for this episode. Okay, folks. This is the Civetta Bolide Iron Owl for the Gambler 500. It's so entertaining. It's 4-wheel drive, I do believe. I don't know the story behind this. Let me look at the story quick. So, folks, this vehicle was found halfway burned down in a barn. And they went ahead and swapped the Legrand drivetrain into the 2 rear axles. So it is 4-wheel drive. But yeah, found halfway burned down in a barn. I guess that explains the charring on the paint. That's pretty cool. I like the stop signs. There are multiple. There are 2 stop signs down there. Yeah, this is quite the vehicle. 169 horses, 1,700 kilos, which means that it has a power to weight ratio of almost 0.97. Sounds pretty good. I don't exactly know what engine's in it, but it sounds really good. It's really, really oversteery. I don't understand why. You would feel like it would have a lot more grip. But for some reason, I mean, I guess it's just quite powerful driving 4 wheels. Which is weird to say, driving a Bolide. But yeah, driving 4 wheels. It's crazy. There's 7 wheels on this, including the spare. That's just madness. Absolute madness. Uh-oh! We have problems. I don't even know what just happened. I guess I just lost grip, but... Oh, my power is at 100%. And I thought it was at 30. Okay. Well, folks. This run is way... I can't turn right. There's no turning right in this anymore. Yeah, it's toast. It's toast. These are not doing as well as I initially thought they were going to. It's a shame. But I guess on to the second attempt for this vehicle. It's just, I mean, steering is... well, it wasn't steering. It's botched. Alright, second attempt. Am I doing this second attempt because I wanted to give it a better shot? Because I think it can do better, and I was really unhappy with how I drove it last time? Maybe. That could be a major playing factor. Did I know that it could probably make it to the bottom in the condition that it was in the last round? Yeah, probably. But I know this video is already going to be long, so might as well try to get a good run in this vehicle because I really like this thing. So I'm going to give it the best chance I can. I actually do really. This whole Gambler 500, I mean, one of my favorite things about this game is the fact that they take the vehicles and they have like their own vehicles, every single like different variation from like the base model to like the Sport, Premium, GT, then Race, Drift, Drag. But at the very beginning is always the beaten up, tattered up version. Except for a few vehicles like the Scintilla and the Vivace and stuff like that. Vivace and the Tograk. The Cherise. But otherwise, there's like always... Oh, and the T-Series. There's always like a beaten up version. And it's so cool that they do that. That they have like these beaten, tattered up, like the Terrible and the Disappointment and all that. And now they have the Gambler 500. And some of my favorite vehicles to drive are these beaten up, redneck looking, just beaten on, rusted vehicles that are just jerry-rigged together and look like they could just rip into a million pieces, fall apart into a million pieces at any moment. These are some of my favorite vehicles in this game. And the fact that they just added 8 new ones, I actually didn't check the H series. I'm just thinking about that now. There could be 9. If there are, the next episode will have 5 vehicles in it. And I could have done 3 episodes instead of 2, but I already have this episode planned to have 4 vehicles in it. And I'm not going to change that because that's what I promised at the beginning of the video. And I could just cut that out, but I don't do that. Minimal editing on my part so I can get these videos out to you while I have my hobbies. I have friends, family, girlfriend, and work, which takes up a lot of my time. Real life takes up more time than it should probably, and this is just a hobby, so the more videos I can get out, the better. I like to provide constant uploads, constant entertainment for people who are willing to watch them, and who would like to watch them. I like to do that. Again, if I can make someone's day, then that's great. Not doing it for the money, though it would be cool to get that popular and start earning money. I do it just to entertain and to enjoy my free time. That's what I do. Thank you for joining my TED Talk. Okay, we made it to the bottom that time. Pretty quick. I feel like that was around 3 minutes. It's probably one of the faster times. No problems whatsoever. I like how the exhausts are really high up. I think it spits flames too, doesn't it? I thought I saw it spitting flames earlier. I'm probably going insane. That's okay, though. Let's ram it into this wall, shall we? How fast can we get it? You might ask. Probably faster than the last one. 79. Okay. Well, we lost the entire front axle. Of course it's still, the engine still works. I don't think any of the wheels are driven. Okay, we're still 2-wheel drive, actually. But yeah, the engine's in the mid. So, of course that would work. Yeah, you wouldn't be alive, though. You wouldn't know that the vehicle was still running, because you'd be dead. Crazy. Alright. On to the 4th and final vehicle for this episode. Let's see. Also, let's see if there's an H series. But let's see how the last vehicle does. Alright, everyone. And the final vehicle is this. This is the Covet. Ibishu Covet. But this is the Ibishu Covet. The Unstable. Yeah. I don't know who thought of this. It was a wrecked Covet next to a pile of tractor tires, and someone decided, hey, you know what? Let's put a tractor tire on the back of Covet. It's 3-wheel drive, first vehicle in BeamNG to be 3-wheel drive. It also has the new biggest wheel in the game. Bigger than the Ibishu Hopper Crawler, which held the record before. The crawler ones and stuff. This is just dumb. I can't imagine it's steady. And I'm worried because I think if I look at this right, I think this is our fuel tank. This barrel. Judging by how it looks, I feel like this barrel here is our fuel tank. And it's got weight plates under it for some reason. They're 100-pound weight plates. I mean, it's neat. It's kind of cool. That would be terrifying to be sitting here and seeing that. Ugh. It would be kind of cool, though. I don't know who thought of this. 133 horsepower, 513 kilograms. Okay, we're gonna have problems. We're gonna that's not gonna count as the attempt, but we are definitely gonna have issues if that's how this is gonna be. Let's try to not let that was good. That was funny though. We also look like we have like a seatbelt or something maybe holding on the rear axle, minus the suspension as well. The suspension's also probably holding it on. I'm sure there's like a bolt or two maybe also holding it on. This is pretty cool. It's got a tow hitch too, which is weird. Oh, this is like a perpetual rolling machine is what this is. That's awful. I know they messed with the tire settings. I think I touched on that earlier. I don't really remember. But I know they messed with the tire sounds. I wonder if you can hear this thing, the rear tire. Because I know in real life, the way that the tire sound if you're going down the highway next to a big truck, or if you yourself are in a truck on the highway, or anything with big wheels, you can hear the wheels on the tarmac if they're big enough. And I wonder if this is like that, because I know they messed with the audio. And I wonder if they did that. This is awful. So I think the top of this is heavier than the bottom of this, which means that it just rolls whenever it wants to, which is so annoying. I think we busted some suspension somewhere, because this is not straight up and down anymore. It's kind of curved, unless, I mean, I'm sure we just probably bent the roof, actually. But yeah, anyway, back to the audio. Yeah, so that's the thing, and I thought I heard it when I was driving on the tarmac across the road. We'll find out if we get to the bottom. We'll find out because we're running into... Yeah, I think so. I think that is a thing that's now implemented into the game, is the fact that bigger tires make more noise when they're moving faster down the road. That's really cool if that is actually a thing. That's really cool. Alright. This is so just interesting of a vehicle. I mean, we're back to me questioning reality at the moment. If this is like based off a real vehicle, what were you thinking? Like, I get the backstory and everything, but I would see this parked next to a bunch of tractor tires and be like, oh wow, look, a wrecked vehicle parked next to tractor tires. How interesting. They must live on a farm. And then I'd leave it at that. That's what my brain would think. That the audio sounds really cool, by the way. I'm pretty sure they did do that. That's what I would think, but no, someone had to be like, wow, a rotting Ibishu Covet and some huge farm like tractor tires from a friggin' New Holland tractor, because they're red. I'm pretty sure New Holland has red rims. I don't remember. I live in Ohio. I see tractors actually almost every day. Anyway, yeah, so I don't even know, dude. Also, yeah, the rear axle's definitely bent. It's tweaked in a direction because when it's facing straight, the vehicle is not. Our brakes sound, so they're definitely fading. It's definitely having a hard time stopping this 1,500, 1.5 ton vehicle. You know? I'm pretty sure is how that math works. But it does have a power to weight ratio of 0.089. I meant to say that earlier. I think that's the same as the first vehicle we ran. I think the first vehicle was 0.87. But it's a lot more power and a lot less weight. Or a lot more power. I don't really know about a lot less weight. I don't really remember what that one weighed. But power-wise, a lot more power. We made it on the first try, though. Well, technically. Also, we haven't actually made it yet, so I can't really say that. Okay, we're going. We're going. Yes! Victory roll. We made it on the first try. Oh, we lost that. So I want to see something quick before we do finish. So we are good on gas. What if I pull this off? Fuel tank ruptured. Yeah, and now we're draining gas super fast. Okay, so that is our fuel tank. That barrel. I'm glad we didn't lose it, because that would have been... It would have been interesting. Let's see if it does sound. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can hear that tire. I think that's new. I don't remember that being a thing. That is so cool. Also, that was the coolest turnaround I think I've ever done. That is so cool that they actually changed the audio, I think. I really don't remember that being a thing. I wonder if it's on like the roamers and stuff. I'm sure we'll find out in the future. And I'm sure I'll point it out because that's awesome. Alright, we're going to hit the wall at 70 miles an hour. Oh! Well, we broke a lot of things. Probably including our backs and skull and every other bone in our body. Yeah, that's, what? What? Guy, I think we're possessed. I think the demons have found this car. Well, the demons made this car. Let's be real. Oh, they left. They left. Now, they saw the vehicle and they were like, you know what? This is too low for even our standards. Let's not even do that. Fair enough. Huh. Yeah. This is something. But we made it on the first try, so you know what? I can't complain too much. On to the leaderboard for this episode. Let's see how our vehicles did. Probably not good. We'll find out. Alright, and now on to the leaderboard for this episode. We're going to start off in 28th place with the Bolide Iron Owl that got a time of 3 minutes and 14.5 seconds. That is the fastest vehicle this episode. It's a rough one, folks. Second that we'll check out today is in 59th place, the Lansdale, the Landslide, with a time of 3 minutes and 24.4 seconds. That's the new Solead minivan. Yeah, that's not a great time. But wait, in 109th place, yeah, it's really bad, folks. We have the Piccolina La Bruta Natra with a time of 4 minutes and 12 seconds. That's rough. Oh, also back to the van. It's tied with another one. Yeah. But it's below it because that's how it works. Check out a different video if you want to know more about that. I'm running out of time here. And then in 114th place, that's pretty low. We only have 123 that's ran so far. 114th place is the Abishu Kovet the Unstable, that three-wheeled monster, and not in a good way. With a time of 4 minutes and 27.9 seconds. This is, so hopefully the next episode goes better. Haven't recorded it yet, haven't tested any of the vehicles, but just looking at what we have, I don't know. Well, we'll find out. There's also yep, we'll find out. Good luck to all of them. Anyway, back to the end of the video. Alright, and for the end of the video, let's go ahead and shoot this off the cliff. So, Friday upload. Oh, let's see this hit first. Yeah. Ouch. So, Friday upload is a lot different for Downhill Madness, but we will also have a Monday upload. Don't you worry. We just wanted to get through all the update vehicles, and we will. This is going to be a huge hit. Oh, there goes our tire. We bent it. We broke the rim. That's crazy. That was a big hit. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do want like more 2 times a week uploads, let me know in the comments. Probably won't happen very often, but you know. New uploads every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. New merch, link in the description. Also check out the second channel. The merch looks really cool. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check it out, especially if you like fish. Because it's got my betta fish on it, and it looks amazing. I'm a huge fan. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, this has been Dresden with Downhill Madness, and Goodbye.